Good morning, my name is Lotta. This will be a 60-minute Hatha-inspired yoga class. That means that we will be holding postures a little bit longer than you might be used to, and we will really be focusing on alignment and proper form. That's why this is a great practice if you want to deepen your form and alignment and just work on certain postures. Let's start on our backs. If you have blocks or anything like books or whatever you want to utilize, feel free. We're going to start in reclined bound angle, Supta Baddha Konasana. And if you're tight or if it's the morning, you might want to have a block under your knees to not go super deep into this hip opener yet. All right. Make yourself comfortable on the mat. Do a quick scan of your body to see if there's anything you could do to make it a little bit more comfortable. Take a deep inhale and exhale. Now maybe you want to have one hand on the chest and one on the belly. Another deep inhale. Try to get the air first in your belly and then in your chest. And then exhale. Get your breath out of the chest and out of the belly. Again. Inhale into the chest, in the belly, and then into the chest. And exhale out of the chest, out of the belly. Do a couple rounds with your own speed of breath. And if you feel like setting an intention for today's class, feel free to do so. As from here, exhale, maybe side out. And let's inhale, get the arms all the way up to the top. Stretch long. And then gently guide your legs towards each other. We're going to make our way onto our knees and meet in child's pose. Maybe again you want to take it wide-legged or with the knees closed, depending on your hips. Forehead could be on the ground. And your arms in front or by the side. Give yourself some gratitude for showing up for this practice. It doesn't matter how you do the practice, it only matters that you do the practice. And take the time for yourself. And I really appreciate you joining yourself and me today. Now let's press back up. Hands below the shoulders, knees below the hips. Spread your fingers wide, really spread them wide all the way. Maybe try to also spread the toes. Flat spine, tabletop. From here, let's inhale. Drop the belly, slightly look up for cow. Breathe. And then round through the back. Slightly tuck the chin for cat. Again, come down. Slowly make your way into cow. Maybe rotate the shoulders once back and then really get them low to separate your shoulder plates. And that's round through the spine. Come into cat. In this position, your pelvis is not going up, it's coming in. You're tucking your pelvis in, or moving it in, to create more roundness in your back. And try to see that you have your shoulders engaged too. And one more time, come to cow. Deep breaths, focus on your breath here. And round through the back for cat. Now, if your body feels like doing any movements, give your body a chance to take some organic cat cows or just any movement you'd like. Just combine them with your breath. And now from here, ground your hands, maybe move your feet back a little bit, and we're slowly going to lower down all the way until our belly. Take it slower if you can. You can even hold it here for a moment in a modified chaturanga, and then release it all the way to the floor. Untuck the toes. And we're going to now take the arms right in front of us. Spread the fingers wide and come into Sphinx. You can again, if that helps you, roll the shoulders back to really make that motion to get the shoulders down. Your gaze doesn't go up, it goes sort of in front of you. And then focus on your breath. The tops of the feet are pressed on the floor. You can play with either engaging your glutes or not having them engaged. See how that feels on your lower back. And then we're going to relax the head, fold the hands, and let our forehead sink on the folded hands. Crocodile. We're warming up our back here. So let's come up again and either take your Sphinx pose one more time, perfectly fine, or come with your hands right below the shoulders and press up into Cobra. And there's various options. You can stay like this. You can lift off the hands, or you can press up higher, whatever your body feels like today. Focus on your breath, as in any posture. especially if there's any sensation coming, you can try to move your breath towards the sensation. One more breath. And slowly come down. Fold the hands now with the opposite hand on top and come into crocodile. One more time, come up. Again, feel free to come into Sphinx. Feel free to come up to Cobra. And maybe this time you want to come up higher if your back allows it and feels all safe and good. Now here, the closer you come with your hands to your body, the steeper your back is going to feel. You can always stay up like this, but walk your hands more forward or even more out. You can play with this to try to see where your body feels more comfortable, and it's going to be different every single day, so you can rediscover your body and how it feels like every day. Focus on your breath and slowly come down. This time let the arms long next to your body and maybe get the left cheek on the earth. Now we're going to open our chest a little bit more. A little back bend. We're going into Locust. So here, feel free to come up with your chest only, or to come up with your legs only, or to combine both of them. Also feel free to change it up. If your legs get tired, you can always let them to the floor. Deep breaths. Maybe you're even rocking a little bit forward because your belly inflates from the breath. And now, let go. Right cheek to the ground. And we're going to come up from here. Press yourself up to tabletop. We're going to tack the toes and make our way onto the back into a forward fold. Here you can have the legs bend a lot. Maybe your hands are on your ankles if you're not able to touch the floor. And you can also feel free to move out your hamstrings a little bit if they're tight. Maybe it's early. You can also rock from side to side, see if there's any sensation you can feel. Maybe move out. We're going to come up, halfway lift with a flat back. So that could be your hands on the thighs, your hands on the shins, here on your legs. Whatever makes your back the most flattest, and I could come and place a little glass on your back and it would just stay the same. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, let's really slowly come up. Roll yourself up, slowly, slowly. And come into Tadasana. Arrive here, feet hip width apart, the thighs engaged, the glute engaged, abdominal muscles engaged, chest open, hands by the side. Our mountain pose. Deep inhale and exhale, side out. One more time. Take the deepest breath you've been taking all day, maybe all week. And side out. I'm just going to make some space here. Let's again inhale, arms all the way up towards the sky. And from here, let's move over to the right. Breathe into your side body. You're probably going to feel it all the way here on the left. Try to make sure you're not locking out your knees. Maybe keep a little micro bend. And come back through center. Tadasana. Inhale, arms all the way up. And come to the left. Focusing on the breath and maybe on one point of concentration. This might not be hard for you to balance, but it's always good to find one spot that does not move. You can focus on, and it's also not only going to help you with the balance, but also it's always good to focus the concentration there, because simultaneously you focus inwards into your body and how it feels. Back through the center. We're going to widen our stance a bit more than hip width apart, maybe about mat width apart, and slowly make our way down into Malasana. Now we're going to be here for a moment, so if you want to utilize a block under your sit bone, you can do this. And this is great to work into your hamstrings, into the hip openers. And here with the elbows, you can press a bit more into your knees if you want to open this up. Now, if Malasana squat is a hard pose for you, you can always make that a little practice to go into it wherever you are, and then make this a yin pose. Hold it for a bit longer, and you can do anything while holding this. And that's everyday yoga. Focus on your breath and notice where in your body you can direct the breath. Where do you feel sensation? Where is the stretch? Now left hand goes all the way to the ground, right hand goes all the way up. Now switch, right hand goes down, left hand goes all the way up. We're going to ground both hands, press ourselves up, and tiptoe into a wide-legged forward fold. Again here, keep a tiny micro bend in the knee to not lock them out completely like that, but just a little bit, that you can bend it a tiny bit. That way we can protect our knee. Now from here, come up to a halfway lift. Remember the little glass I can put on your back here, or anything that you would like to stay on your table. Now maybe you can even get your arms to the side. And now exhale, slowly fold forward. Maybe hands on the ankles. Now, if you feel like you need a little bit of movement in this posture, go for it. Give your body what it needs. Maybe you gotta go a little bit from side to side. You're focusing a lot on holding a pose, but sometimes maybe your body will need some movement. Now from here, again, extend the arms or have them on your hip and slowly rise all the way up. Make your way back again, Tadasana. Notice how your body feels now. And from here, you can either have your hands on a wall or on the ground, or maybe you can lift your right heel, lift your right foot, and slowly guide it back. All the way back until we arrive in our Warrior One. So the knee is above the ankle. The left foot is about 45 degrees. You can play around with how wide you need your stance. And in the lower back, you can see if you're really over curving, or if you could move your pelvis a little bit to this. There will still always be a curve, so don't try to make it all flat. You don't need to overdo this. But here, with the pelvis, you can see how much you're flexing and stretching the hip flexor on this side. You can just take this time to feel into your body and see how this benefits you the most. And you can also play around, like, how long do I want the stance in Warrior One? Now again, shoulders go down, make some space between the ears and the shoulders. And focus on your breath. From here, we're going to open up to the side, Warrior Two. Feet are very similar, but this time our hip faces sort of towards the right side of the mat. This doesn't have to be super accurate because we're natural, right? We're a body. We're in nature, so there's no exact angles. Just trying to give you some guidelines, and then from here you can see what needs to be a little bit more here or a little bit more here. Feel again, or maybe look around. Where is my knee? Is it above the ankle? Is it not tracing in or tracing up? What's my left foot doing? Can I relax but still hold my shoulders? And sometimes it's even good to look back and think, oh, my hand was too forward. focus on your breath and send your breath with all the energy through your whole body. Now from here, the left hand, first we go forward, then the right hand comes onto the right thigh, and we come into reverse warrior. Now here you can heap the hand on the thigh or go into half bind behind your back. Try to arrive in each posture. I know they can start to get hard. Just try to breathe with it. Extend the legs back out, and then the left arm goes onto the left thigh. We're going to come forward into extended side angle. Now there is variations you might have seen where this arm is all the way up. Personally, I prefer this one because from here you can feel your energy from your fingertips coming all the way down the body through the foot, and you're not stopping it by having the arm up here. You can try it out, and if you don't agree, feel free to have the arm up. Now also from here you can utilize a block right here. And really trying to see if you can get your chest a little bit more open and maybe even look up. Now come back up. Warrior 2, we're going to windmill the arms all the way here, and step our right foot forward, forward fold. Relax the neck, maybe nod it yes, and shake it no. Maybe even do some circles. Now again, we're going to come up to a halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Feel free to pedal out the back of the knees here a little bit. And slowly rise all the way up to standing Tadasana. Remind yourself of these cues. Engage the thighs, engage the glutes, abdominals, open the chest. Stand proud and tall like our mountain. So now from here again, we're going to lift our left foot up and moving it backward. Feel free to use a wall or the ground or anything to come into it. We're going to meet in Warrior 1. And I'm repeating these cues because in your own practice it's great to just go through your body and look, am I in alignment? because I want to guide you to actually be able to do your own practice. So from here, feel, is my knee above the ankle? Is my left foot about 45 degrees on a bit of an angle? Are my shoulders down? Where is my core compared, or my upper body in comparison to my lower body? And it's always great if you video yourself or use a mirror to check your alignment. Deep breaths. And when you do these body scans, you can also see, is there anywhere I hold unnecessary tension? Am I maybe biting my teeth? Or, I don't know, having some tension in the pinky? Or am I actually hiking up my shoulders without noticing? So really go inwards and check what your body is doing. Can you feel the energy that comes through your feet all the way up into your body? Now from here, open the hip to the side and go into Warrior Two. Gaze is forward, arms extended. The feet are very similar, it's just the hip that opened up. Focus on your breath. Now from here, let's shift forward and come into reverse warrior. You can have your hand here on the thigh or halfway behind your back. Check if your feet are still the same, or if at any point the feet become, the stance doesn't serve you, you can always widen your feet to the side and make the stance wider. Now from here, arm onto the thigh and come into extended side angle. Again, you can use the block to help yourself. Maybe see if your chest goes a little bit more sideways and you can open up your gaze towards the top. I'm going to make a way out of extended side angle and windmill the arms to the ground. You actually plant the hands this time. Step your right foot back and hold your plank for a moment. always drop to your knees. Try to make you look like a plank. Don't get the butt up high. It all seem like a plank. Index fingers pointing forward, fingers spread. And then let's drop the knees. Come back into child's pose with the fingers planted. Come back forward. Make your way very slowly onto the mat. You can use this as a sort of chaturanga push-up. And if you feel like it, you can hold it when your elbows touch the side. And then release all the way to the ground. We're gonna again prepare for locust. So this time we're just gonna raise the front of the body up. You can have the arms here, you can have them in the front, or you can have them to the side. Slightly tuck your chin a little bit towards the chest to give your neck the connection of the rest of the back, that everything, that you don't have a bend in your neck, in your spine, but have everything straight. Maybe see if you can come deeper, press the tops of your feet into the earth. Thighs are engaged, the glutes are engaged. And we're breathing. Feel us all breathing together. And now relax, left cheek on the ground. Deep breath. And we're gonna come into a locust, this time with the legs if you want to. So now again, everything's engaged. The shoulders are still backwards. We're trying, imagine that I had a little pen that I was placing in between your shoulder blades, and you're trying to push that pen together and keep it there. That is the feeling when you try to engage your shoulder blades and press them together. The thighs are engaged, the glutes are engaged, and try to also point your toes, because that keeps the energy all the way into your toes. Deep breath. And relax, right cheek to the mat. The palms of the hand can be facing and touching the earth to make you feel grounded, so that you know that the earth is there, supports you and carries you. Back to the center. This time we're gonna come into bow. Feel free to only do it on one side, but if you can, grab both ankles. And then maybe this is already good enough for you. Maybe you're just gonna come up a little bit. Or maybe you're gonna press into your ankles and come up into your bow. Focus on your breath. You might feel a little bit of swinging forward and backwards because your belly expands. And slowly relax. Forehead onto the earth. Place your hands underneath your shoulders, tuck your toes, and now either press up into a plank or come through a knees down plank all the way up. I'm going to hold our plank here for a moment. Breathe. Really focus on your deep inhales and exhales. And now the right foot comes on the outside of your hand for a lizard. You might even be able to open up your leg onto the side. And then maybe you want to stay here, or you come all the way down to the forearms. Your left knee can be up in the air, or you can drop it on the ground. It really depends which way you feel you can move deeper into your hip opener here. And also which way you can hold this pose for a little moment. Inhales and exhales. Feel your body. Feel how this asana practice, this practice of yoga, prepares our body to really carry our breath, to feel alive, and to notice how we actually feel. Press back up, tuck the left toe, come up if you were down, and come back, plank pose. Again, feel free to drop down to the knees at any time. Engage your core and your glutes in this position. And now left foot comes to the left hand. Maybe you can again move it out to the outer edge here. And then maybe you stay there or move onto your forearms. Maybe you're gonna move your knee to the ground. Focus on your breathing. Maybe you also have Ujjayi breath in your practice, where you have the sound of the restricted throat. And now, hands back up. Tuck the right toe. We're going to come back. One more time, hold our plank. knees down, child's pose. Tend the fingers. Now make your way up. Come to a kneeling pose. We're going to move into camel, into our back bend. So here you can imagine that you have back pockets where you can slide your hands in. Shoulders, you can roll them back. Keep them here. Remember the pen in between your shoulder blades? That's the sensation we want. And now you can move the pelvis forward and slightly bend back. And maybe that's totally fine. Maybe you want to stay here. Maybe you want to tuck your toes and come onto your ankles. And if you want it deeper, you can now untuck the toes. And even let your head sink back in camel. Feel free to come out at any time if it gets too much. Just come out slowly. Head is the last. You're going to breathe just a couple more breaths here. And then slowly come back to your pockets. And come here. Stay straight for a moment. Give your spine a moment to come into the straight expression. And then fold forward into child's pose. We're going to meet in a seat. You can cross the legs. Inhale your arms all the way up. And then left hand goes to right knee, and we're going to twist towards the right. Now here with every inhale you can grow a little bit taller, and every exhale you can twist a tiny bit deeper. You don't actually have to do much movement, it's more of a thinking. Like inhale, grow, and exhale, twist. Come back to the center. Inhale, arms all the way up to the sky. And exhale, right hand to left knee. Left hand in the back. Face back if you can. With this hand you can gently push a little bit, but don't press too much. It should really be what your spine can actually twist, and then from there on you can gently go a little bit deeper. And again, inhale, grow tall, and exhale, twist. And focus on your breath. Now come out of it. Extend your legs long in front of you. Maybe move a bit to the side to make yourself able to sit up really straight, a straight spine. Inhale, arms all the way up. Sit tall, sit like an L. And then exhale, fold forward with a straight spine. So maybe you want to have your legs bend a bit to really get the spine straight. And then from here, you can work on extending them, extending the leg, the knee out a little bit. But your hands could be anywhere. They could be on your knees, on your chin, maybe on your feet. And again, we're going to inhale, straighten the spine, and exhale, Hold. And slowly come on up. Go with the feet more towards the end of the mat. We're going to lie all the way down. Maybe you want to hug in your knees. Give yourself a hug. Give yourself some self-love, appreciation that you actually made your way on the mat today and took the time to practice. And now just leave the right leg in. Hold it high, and we're going to move it over to the left. Come into a reclined twist. Your left hand can guide your right knee a little bit lower. And you might want to look to the right. Back to the center, hug it in again, and get the left leg in. Extend the right leg long, and move it over to the right. Left hand can be extended like in a T, and you might want to look to the left. Make sure you only go so deep that your left shoulder is still touching the ground. It shouldn't be up in the air. You don't actually have to twist very deep. Rather keep the shoulder on the ground. And just breathe. Come back to the center, guide your knee back in. Get the knees mat width apart and just windshield wiper them from side to side. Maybe it feels good, roll the head. And then let them fall into each other. Deep breath, inside out. Now I invite you to prepare for Shavasana, our last resting pose. If there's anything you want to do before Shavasana, maybe take happy baby, or anything that you need to be able to relax for a couple minutes, please prepare so now. If you have a cushion maybe or blocks, you could also place them under your knees. I will show you that in a moment. And just feel free to set your space up to rest. If you want to use some support, you can just move them anywhere, maybe under your knees, maybe under your calves. Whatever feels good, whatever your body needs. And then once you're ready, just relax. Let the feet flop to the side. Let the hands be touching the floor to ground yourself. Relax the jaw. Maybe slightly open the mouth. Soften your gaze or close your eyes. Really focus on your breath. Draw the energy into your body. Draw the relaxation in. gratitude for your practice, the gratitude for being alive, the gift of a body, and to be able to experience us and the universe. Again, I already want to thank you for taking this time for yourself to practice, and let me guide you. If you want to continue to be in Shavasana, feel free to stay as long as you like. Otherwise, I will let you know when we will finish the practice together. Enjoy. To stay in Shavasana as long as you like. If you do have to leave your mat now, slowly start wiggling your hands and your feet. Take a deep inhale and exhale, sigh it out. Roll until fetal position on either side. Make yourself up, your way up to a comfortable seat to finish the practice with me. so much for taking the time to practice today, to be in the line of students that came before me, and to allow me to be in the line of teachers that come before me. Thank you. Wish you a wonderful day, lots of great energy you created through